Good
Good
morning,
morning.
Lompoc. Thank you to our two little guests this morning for wishing us a good morning. Hello, everyone. This is our third episode of Good Morning, Lompoc. Good morning, Michelle. How are
Good
you this
morning.
morning?
I'm good. I'm tired.
Uh, we did, I think this week has taught us that we put ourselves into a lot of work that we weren't necessarily expecting. So we're still figuring out how to make it all work and keep our sanity. And
Plan more.
yes, so we're working on that, but we're having fun. And I think we've got a great show for you guys today. So
Yes.
let's get started. What do we, what,
Well,
see
I
about some thank yous?
yes, I think huge thank you to all of you. We had just so excited for all the love and support and all the comments, and thank you for watching. We really just we thought my mom would watch it, and that's basically about it. But we're so
Thanks, Mom.
thankful. And then
Aunts and uncles in Michigan and folks in Puerto Rico. Ann and Jason,
yes.
thank you guys for watching. Folks from different places. So thank you all locals for sharing with your family that you can't necessarily see in person. And thanks for bringing some good attention to Lompoc.
And thank you to all the guests who've already helped out with our show so much. So the Coombs family, thank you to
Yes.
Melissa for being our guinea pig this week, and the Bayerja. We just got the pronunciation. The Bayerjan family.
Yes, that was Katie and Marcel and
Miss
Miss Alaya.
Alaya.
We butchered their last name. We've known them for years and still couldn't get it right. Bad on us. So our apologies. Hopefully we've corrected it a little bit closer.
And to Darren and Caitlin and Taylor from CrossFit Ohana for providing us with little workout videos.
Yes, super awesome.
And then obviously Jenny and Eric Kleindienst. Jenny for the thoughtful message to all the kids and all of us too, to remind us that we are doing a hard thing. This is tough, but yeah, we're gonna get through this.
Super helpful. We actually had some adults that were brought to tears because they wish they had a cool teacher like that. So Jenny, you were really impactful and helped a lot of people, young and old, take a deep breath and look towards the future with positivity. So thank you.
So this weekend, actually starting today, the Lompoc Chalks Festival is doing something pretty cool. So I'm going to play a quick little video from Carissa, kind of telling you a little bit more about it.
Hello, I'm Kura. I'm a local artist who has participated in the Lompoc Chalk Festival, and I'm with them today to promote this chalk event. Starting today, Friday, March 27th, you can go down to South Coffee and pick up a free box of chalk donated by the Lompoc Chalk Festival. They will have one person or per family, and you can probably walk up to the tables, grab your box of chalk, take it home, and draw. Even if you can't draw, it's all right. Words, encouragement, anything in this time just to help everybody to feel a little more uplift as they're out on walks and just trying to get out of the house for a little bit. It's supposed to be really nice this week, so chalk it up.
Thank you, Carissa. We're super excited.
Thank you, Carissa, and Southside Coffee for
Yes.
being the place to pick up the chalk. So all of our artists out there, or not artists, I can't even draw a stick figure, so I'm going to actually film Michelle doing something. But, you know, if you have chalk, great. Get to work out on your sidewalk if you can. And if you don't have chalk, head to Southside, and they'll hook you up. And, yeah, let's make some art and bring a little more happiness to our town.
And don't forget to post a picture of it. So
Yes.
post a picture on the Lompoc Chalks page
We'll
and on
show
the
a few of those next week.
absolutely, and on the Lompoc Theater Project page. I'm not sure if they're going to do some type of contest or something. Maybe we can win some free toilet paper. So, anyways, check that out. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Yes,
so.
indeed. All right.
Another thing to do this weekend is the Route 1 Farmers Market.
Yes.
So that's still happening. That's on Sunday.
And where is that?
So that's out in Vandenberg Village.
Okay.
Right off Highway 1. So you can check out some of their stuff. They're doing pre-packed bags of local veggies. Those are available for curbside pickup. They're also doing pre-orders. They closed it last night, but they are saying that they're still accepting that for people who are watching this right now. So if you want to pre-order what you guys want, you can check out their Facebook page to kind of find out what they're doing with that.
Yes.
And if you don't pre-order, you'll still be able to pick up a bag with citrus and greens and snacks. So that's really cool. And, you know, for me, I know people are worried about, they've talked about, there's been different articles about farmers market and close proximity, but keep in mind, this is kind of a small town. And so the vendors are pretty spread out as it is. They're taking extra precautions already to make sure it's really safe. And, you know, being outside is going to be a lot less, I guess, stressful for the viruses to get out because, you know, the rain and the fog, it kind of washes things away. You got the sun, it's degrading things. So definitely get out there and check out the Route 1
Yes,
Farmers
indeed.
Market. And we got to support our local farmers
Yes.
as it is. So
Yeah.
I think that's super
Who's going to
important.
complain about getting food that's grown really close to where we live? That's pretty awesome. So take advantage of it if you can.
Yeah.
You mentioned the EBT thing, right?
Oh, yes. And they take EBT, which is really cool. So keep that in mind as well. And then the other place we wanted to talk about was the Lompoc Bean Shop, right?
Yes. Which we mentioned the other day. And on our day to go pick up our sandwiches at Sissy's, we stopped by the Lompoc Bean Shop, which is super cute. They took an old building and refurbished it and brightened it up and made a cool place to go get beans and honey. And
Yeah.
tell us more.
Yeah, so this is the Lompoc Bean Shop. For those of you who have not been there, they've got all different beans. They grow the beans locally, but they also bring in beans from all over the country. So they're famous for their little pinquito beans.
Mm-hmm.
So those are little pink beans that are basically native to the Central Coast, and they're delicious.
Yes.
So we wanted to do a fun little recipe with those. So
now,
yeah.
you should. I'm gonna defend Michelle before anyone sends us comments. We stayed up
Oh,
a
yeah.
little bit too late last night, working really hard. We're still getting used to how long it takes to do a couple of these pre-produced things. So Michelle, bless her heart, burned the midnight oil. So she was super tired when she finished this one. So it's great.
I'm slurring a little bit.
We were very tired, but I think it's a fun video.
So if you decide to mute it, I totally get it. But anyways, the recipe can be found on the Food and Wine magazine. So it's on Food and Wine, but it's actually from the Alisal Guest Ranch. So this is their recipe for pinquito beans, which I'm sure I'm also butchering.
Over in, near Solvang. It's actually one of the places, one of my first jobs, I think, between 2001 and 2006, I worked there.
Yeah.
But anyway, exciting to see their Central Coast beans recipe in the
Yes.
Food and Wine magazine.
And in addition to that recipe, this is my first time ever making this specific dish, but I wanted to focus on the pinquito beans, so that's why I chose this. And it was so good. I followed the... Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. Somebody was calling us out.
Oh, God. I followed the recipe to a T, except I left off the ham, just because, I don't know, it seemed like a lot.
After the pound of bacon, ham just didn't seem as important.
I didn't think I needed it,
maybe
and I
that's
don't
personal
think you do.
preference.
It's delicious. So anyways, check out this recipe.
All right.
Starting with a bag of the Lompoc pinquito beans, measure out 1 pound of beans, cover with water, and let it soak for about 8 hours or overnight. Drain the beans, add to a pot covered with distilled water, and bring to a simmer on the stove for about 1 hour and 5 minutes, making sure to check every once in a while and adding a little more water if needed. In the meantime, gather the rest of your ingredients: a pound of bacon, 2 cups of tomato puree, a roasted Anaheim chili, 1 onion, minced garlic, a teaspoon of dry mustard, ancho chili powder, a teaspoon and a half of salt, paprika, brown sugar, and 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Heat a large pan on the stove. Once hot, add your bacon. Cook about 7 minutes, stirring occasionally, and then add your onion, chilies, and garlic. Let that cook for a few minutes before adding your dried spices, and then your tomato puree, Worcestershire sauce, and a cup of water. Stir that together and allow that to reduce on the stove for about 30 minutes. Now that my beans have finished, strain and reserve a cup of the bean water. Add your chili mixture, mix together, and let that simmer on the stove for another 30 minutes. And once it's finished, taste to see if you need to adjust the seasoning. And there you go, classic Lompoc style barbecue beans.
Well, so we did taste the product last night.
I'm sorry.
She wanted to do that so bad. Whoopee cushion. Good morning, Lompoc. Facebook Live. We did it. Okay. Check that box. Anyway, the bean recipe was actually really delicious. A lot of the beans that I've had before are really good. I love Santa Maria style barbecue, but sometimes for my palate, it's a tiny bit sweet, which is great. This one was a little less sweet, a little more savory, nice salty layers, just really beautiful and savory. Are you back with us, Michelle?
I'm dying. I cracked myself
So
up.
if you have any questions on that recipe, or you need to know where Lompoc Bean Shop is, you can find them online. They have I believe they have a Facebook page. I should have checked. If not, send us a message and we'll tell you where their address is and hopefully get you ours. Please support local, great local business. Okay, what's next?
Okay.
I may have to do this show by myself just because
So we wanted to focus on supporting local. So obviously, if we want to see these businesses in our little town come out the other side.
Oh gosh, here we go.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna collect ourselves.
Can you do this part?
So I'm losing her. Okay. So supporting local. We live in such a beautiful place, right? It's a beautiful place. No, it really is. The wine country here is one of those sectors that a lot of people just kind of take for granted. But we aren't just another place that has some vineyards on the side of the road that just makes wine. We are a world-class growing region for high-end Pinot Noir and Chardonnay and several other varietals. And Santa Barbara County, upwards of 60 varieties grow, and we do all of them really, really well. So it's a beautiful place. Michelle, what else did we want to say about that?
So we want to support the local wineries, obviously. So that's kind of the main point of this message is the local wine industry. As you know, this place is well known for world-class wines coming out of this little tiny area of California. So we want to make sure that those wineries stay in business.
Yes.
A lot of them are doing a lot of special offers to try to stay in the forefront of your mind. So if you can support them, please do. A lot of them are offering curbside pickup at the wineries. Some are even offering deliveries. Another local, Katie Fleckenstein, she lives out in Buellton. I'm probably also mispronouncing her name. She put together a website that has a lot of resources and it shows off what every single winery, for the most part, who's offering some type of special deal is doing in Santa Barbara County.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, so she has a
list.
great resource. So it's Katie Did. I'm sure if you just Google Katie Did, you'll find it, but I can also post the link to that. So really great stuff.
And just quick note, something to remember about the wine industry is a big percentage of what they depend upon is restaurants being open. So when restaurants close, you have to, it's easy to understand the impact of the drop in sales, and that's a huge deal. And with uncertainty, we don't know when restaurants are going to function again in the same way, if ever. So it's really a critical time. So if we can support local, please do so.
Yeah.
We need our help, and we're going to be there and try to drink Lompoc wine as often as possible.
Yeah. So one of the things we want to do moving forward is maybe every other week or so kind of focus on a winery here in town. And we'll announce the wines that they're going to be offering the week prior. And that way you can order them. And then during the happy hour that we'll be trying this afternoon, it's not going to be happening tonight for the wine portion of it, but the winemaker will kind of talk about the wines and kind of walk you through. So kind of like a virtual tasting, which you might have seen a few pop up. But we're going to start with one of Lompoc's favorite couples and wineries, the guys over at Transcendence.
Hey.
You probably know Sarah and Joey, and of course Tina, and they do their little TGIF Fridays, which unfortunately they had to obviously stop with everything going on, but they always had such an awesome wine scene, and they've done a really great job of bringing the community together. So we really appreciate them. So we're going to start with their wines for this TGIF special. So they're offering 2 wines. So they're doing a 2018 Chardonnay from La Encantada, and then a 2018 La Pareja as a TGIF special. I believe they're $25 a bottle. So you can order through them. And then next week, Joey and Sarah are going to walk you through a little virtual tasting during our happy hour time. So definitely connect with them.
Yes, we're excited to do that and just mix it up. We're hoping next week to introduce some live music virtually as well as maybe live interviews. We have to work through some technology to get that to work, but we're very excited. So again, support local restaurants and wineries and
other businesses. So
yes, all local businesses.
A lot of gyms like CrossFit Ohana is doing an awesome virtual program where we can go online and do workouts kind of with everybody. But then Yoga V in town is also doing some really cool stuff for their members. So I know there's a lot of outlets for yoga online and to be able to do it, maybe some are even free. But again, if we don't support these local businesses, they won't be here in the future. So try to support local as much as possible.
Absolutely.
And to that point,
Yes.
Michael Lynn is going to walk us through a little breathing technique, which I really
we forgot to use this morning.
I
We'll
really
catch
need
up.
it right now. And so hopefully the giggles will be gone
Yeah, everyone watching, take a deep breath
after
and enjoy.
this.
Hey, I'm Michaelin from Yoga V. I know during this time of uncertainty, a lot of us are looking for tools to help de-stress. I wanted to share this short and simple technique to help calm the nervous system and help you feel more centered. So it's a 3-part breath, and the way we do it is as you inhale, I want you to inhale, feel the belly first, Feel the breath rising up through the ribs and then finally up to chest. And then as you exhale, imagine that breath falling down from the chest, through the ribs, and then down into belly. So you're going to inhale belly, ribs, up into chest, and as you exhale, smooth down from the chest, through the ribs, down into the belly. So inhaling belly, ribs, chest, and then exhale chest, ribs, and then belly. You can do that as many times as you like, and then when you're done, you just pause, note how you feel, and then you can go about the rest of your day. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to back and sharing more de-stressing and yoga at home tips. See you soon.
So thank you, Michael Lynn, for that awesome video.
I feel better.
We almost caught our breath here. If you are into yoga, or even if you're not, but you know somebody that might be into it, something to consider is visiting the YogaV website or reaching out to them. They do sell some gift certificates. So when things are back to normal, or you want to purchase a gift for a friend or family member, that is something to consider. It's very thoughtful, and it's self-improvement, which is always good. So,
Yeah. So some other things I saw on the internet, I kind of been looking for some positive stuff, and I saw this really cool post. You might have seen it going around that
the internet has lots of things.
Yes. But this was from Scott Fitzgerald, and this beautiful letter, and I read it out loud to Jeremy, and let me read a little snippet here, because I really enjoyed it. Outside, I perceive what may be a collection of fallen leaves tussling against a trash can. It rings like jazz to my ears. The streets are that empty. It seems as though the bulk of the city has retreated to their quarters, and rightfully so. At this time, it seems very poignant to avoid all public spaces, even the bars, as I told Hemingway, but to that he punched me in the stomach, to which I asked if he had washed his hands, and he hadn't. He is much the denier, that one. Why he considers the virus to be just influenza. I'm curious of his sources. So I saw that. I thought that was really cool, because I felt like
So heartfelt. I mean, it's so
a little bit of perspective.
authentic sounding. Pertinent to our
But I
current
did check
situation.
my sources, and it turns out to be fake news.
Fake news! So the reason we brought this up was to make a point that during these crazy times, and we're not talking politics and all those things, but there's so much information. Some of it is not always that accurate. So before you share something or you tell someone else, just consider, it takes just a second to double check to make sure that what you're saying or sharing is accurate. This is a really crazy time in our country, so truth really does matter. As much as we can share truthful things, I think it'll be a net positive for our community.
Yeah.
So
So we have other things that are not fake news.
yeah, so actually things
These
in
are
the real
real.
news and real local news in a positive way. Michelle, you had a couple of examples.
So grocery outlets, they're doing some prepackaged bags full of bargains that are ready for curbside pickup.
Super awesome. They are facilitating feeding a big part of our community, and their thoughtfulness is just absolutely amazing. So thank you guys, the Crockers, for
Yep.
doing that.
What else do we have here? So also, Lompoc Unified School District is still doing
Stepping up.
free meals for kids. They've been doing that since schools closed. So they just want to remind
Not just
everyone.
a few kids, any kid that goes to school
Yeah.
between the ages of starting and graduating, they're
Yes.
willing to feed. That's a big deal.
Yeah,
Thank you, Lompoc Unified School District, for stepping up on that.
yeah. And we dressed Jeremy up the other day as a kid, and he got a free meal. He said it was delicious.
No, it's not. That's fake news.
What else do we got? Do you want to talk about your little?
Yeah, so this is, as many of you know, I'm a photographer. I love pretty things. I love going outside and just capturing the beauty that exists here. And for a lot of us locals, we live here. We're used to it. And a lot of times we take it for granted, and we just drive past the hills and the greenery or the vineyards or the sunset or the ocean or the animals or whatever, and we forget how great this place is. So I put together this little visual love letter to Lompoc. I was going to narrate it and try to be all cool like that, but I just thought if you'd be willing to just enjoy the visuals, slow your mind down just a little bit, take a deep breath, and just appreciate how beautiful the Lompoc Valley really is and surrounding areas. And then as soon as we come back, we can take a deep breath and move on through the rest of the show.
All right.
Here you go.
seconds, we're going to see what we call Miko, which is start. Let's watch that happen now.
That was actually the first time I saw it.
I got kind of in trouble yesterday because I didn't produce a couple things that I was trying to get done, so I kind of last minute had to create some content.
I really like
I
that.
hope you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
If you don't think we live in a beautiful place,
we live in a beautiful place.
Please move away.
Yeah, please go so we can
We love
enjoy
it
it
here.
because it's really nice.
We're gonna post this separately, as well as a lot of the segments of our content. So, as you're trying to introduce people to where you live and how cool this place is, try to share positive things that uplift us and make us look good.
Yeah.
Everything's not perfect, but we're trying like everyone else, and we need to celebrate the good things. So.
Appreciate that.
Okay.
All right.
To the home stretch
yes.
here.
So we are going to do a little happy hour live thing tonight. I don't really know like how that's going
She
to
said
go.
yes. She said yes. We're going to do happy hour with you guys. We're not going to.
I don't want you to hurt their
I'm
ears.
so excited.
So we have a special cocktail that we put together. Again, maybe our lighting for this video isn't that great, but we'll get better. But we have a special cocktail. It's called the Pandamit.
Pandamit.
And
Sorry, kids, if you're watching. Don't.
I wanted to do a cocktail where the base was like black and sticky, like the soul of this virus. And then, so I thought about black bootstrap molasses. Bootstrap molasses.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Molasses in a drink? Okay.
Bootstrap molasses, and I was looking at ideas, and so we decided to do kind of a twist on an old-fashioned, where you make a syrup with bootstrap molasses and brown sugar as the base, and then we do a orange ice cube ball,
Yeah, we had some fun with
because we like a little bit of acid in there too, and like acid and bitter, and like we're going to swallow this, but then it's going to be sweet, and it's just maybe gonna forget us.
She gets really excited.
Get us to forget about reality, maybe just for a couple sips. So, anyways, this is the Pandamit. Damn it.
It's me.
So let's talk about our simple syrup. We're using equal parts brown sugar and water, about half a cup of each, and then 2 tablespoons of organic blackstrap molasses, heating it up over a fire. Sugar dissolves, then letting it cool. For our orange juice cubes, we're going to pour this into a little mold that we have. Mix that up, place it in the freezer.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Jeremy Ball here, your local home bartender. I'm very excited for this evening's happy hour with you all. You are excited as I am. Michelle already introduced the cocktail, the Pandamit, and it's going to be a little bit dark and fun, and it will do the job. It will get us a slightly liquid, so be careful. The drink itself is a little bit of a mix in between maybe whiskey sour and maybe an old-fashioned. It's really important cocktail to have strong alcohol and to have a little bit of sweetness, and then balance that sweetness with a little acid. So we have our orange spherical ice cubes. So we have some great whiskey. We have our blackstrap molasses simple syrup. And then we've got a collection of bitters here today. We're gonna, after we've made the cocktail and poured it in, we're gonna put a little coffee bitters right over the top so there's a little bit of aromatics, and then when we drink it, a little bit of bitterness in there to put another layer of complexity and flavor to this fun cocktail. All right. And then when we're done, I'm gonna show you how to, with just a basic how to just make yourself a little strip of orange peel that you can twist and add some aromatics on top of that as well. Okay, let's get started. So I've got maybe a hand of ice just to get the chill on with that, and then I'm making 2 cocktails. I'm going to do 2 shots of whiskey here.
Up on aisle 4.
We got our second shot of whiskey right there. Then if you have one of these, great. If you have a tablespoon, that's about the size of half a shot. So that works perfectly. So I've got this blackstrap molasses syrup. I showed you how to make. I'm gonna put 1 tablespoon, and because we're making 2 cocktails, let's get a little more in there. 2 of those right there. And we're just gonna go in there. We're gonna stir this up a little bit. And there you have it. I will be in a pandemic with my beautiful and lovely wife this evening. And hopefully you'll join us.
Pandemic, damn it.
Damn it.
Sorry, kids. But anyway, we're hopeful that you'll join us tonight. We're gonna do it. We're going live. We're gonna do it at 5:30 p.m. tonight, Friday. If you don't drink, that's fine. You can still join us. You can drink anything you want that's liquid.
But we'll be having more fun. No,
yeah, that's okay. But seriously, join us. If you have questions, we're just going to banter back and forth and talk to you guys and answer some questions and have some fun. So thanks again.
And if you don't join us, remember to get outside this weekend if you can, but don't go near anybody.
Don't forget about the chalk.
Stay away from
Rabbits
people.
Outside.
But yeah.
And don't forget, we're coming back on Monday morning at 8:30. Next Monday morning, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. Thanks for watching. Good morning, Lompoc. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.